Man, it is hot as hell outside. Hey, I just wanted to say again that I do appreciate each and every one of you that have liked, commented, shared, subscribed. I never thought to get this much traction on my channel. I was really just a dude on here talking and trying to spread the information that I've learned over these past few years. I've been on this journey now for about 8 years. I think I started in 2017, 2018, about the end of 2017, beginning 2018. So we're looking at about 6.5, 7 years. I just started doing personal development, self-help type stuff, teaching myself, and along that process of trying to better my life, I started learning about business and finance. But ultimately, when you really sit down and reflect back on your life, you know who you are. Your conscience is telling you who you are. It's telling you that, hey man, you smoke too much, you might drink too much, or you're eating too much. Your conscience is telling you to put down that donut, stop drinking Dr. Peppers, drink more water, to go for a run, to do the sit-ups. And when you ignore your conscience, that's why our life is hard. And don't I'm not preaching, because I ignore. Yeah, I ignore mine as well. I make mistakes, but ultimately I try to live true to myself. And I know, that you guys have all kind of came and subscribed for, financial advice. And I'm not a financial advisor in any way. I'm just telling you things that have worked for me, because all these markets are manipulated. Everything is being manipulated. Everything's being propped up with fake money. So if you want, go and find my video on how to get rich. There's that. I'll probably try and leave a link to it in the comments below on what money is, and how money's like a river, and a river has to keep flowing. If it doesn't flow, it gets stagnant, and that's what happens to your money. Your money is a current. It has to keep flowing. If it doesn't flow, it gets stagnant. But at this moment right now where I'm at, I just wanted to take a break from my job for a minute. I'm at a house that's getting ready to be sold. I'm not really sure what's happening with this property. I come to these really nice places. I'm on the back porch right now, you guys will see. And sometimes I'll sit, and I don't live like this. I mean, this is probably a $500,000 or better house. Honestly, it's probably about 650,000. I don't live like this. I live in a little 2-bedroom, 1,000 square foot, or probably 900 square foot townhouse with my oldest son. My 15-year-old son lives with me. And it's an older model townhouse. I don't live fancy. I drive an old truck that's paid for. That's another life lesson. Pay cash for cars. Pay cash for your cars. A car payment will eat you alive. So save up your money and pay cash for them. I live by a rule that if I can't buy it twice, I can't afford it. If I can't buy it twice, I can't afford it. And I even carry that over into housing, but I'm not a homeowner. I don't see myself being a homeowner in the foreseeable future. To be honest with you, I don't want the headache of it. If you really sit down and pay attention, a lot of homeowners don't want their homes. Your home is not an asset. It is a liability. When you're broke, your home is a liability. Now, unless you have a home office, so on and so on, and you can start doing tax write-offs, and that whole game. But outside of that, your home is a liability. The roof needs to be repaired. You got to pay for, toilet leaks, plumbing pipes burst, whatever's going on. You have issues with it. Window gets broke out, whatever. You got to pay for it. Fire damage, water damage, anything. Yes, you have insurance, but your insurance won't cover it all if they cover any. Because a lot of times your insurance will look for every reason. Sorry, it's air conditioner out here at this place just kicked on. But a lot of times your insurance that you've been paying into every month will look for any reason not to pay out to you. A lot of them will do that. I'm a cigar smoker. If you smoke cigars, man, tell me what your favorite is. Maybe you got something that I haven't tried, and definitely leave it in the comments below and let me know some good cigars that I need to try. I try to stay away from the cheap ones. I'm always in about the $10, $20 range. If I'm feeling, spunky, I'll do a 25 or 30, but that's rare. I'm usually somewhere between about $10, $15. I don't really go anywhere below 10. Oliva V series is a great one. The V series is one of my favorites. But yeah, so your home is definitely, I know I'm kind of bouncing all over, man. But your home is definitely not an asset. That's why you see so many houses end up in foreclosures. You see so many houses being sold. People can't afford them. They're not assets. They're only assets if you have money to drop a big down payment. You buy it at the right time, and like a market downturn. You know, the markets are always going to go ups and downs, highs and lows, peaks and valleys. And so you always want to buy at the bottom. When there's blood in the streets, buy. I don't mess with the stocks. I do have stock investments, but that's just because I dibble and dabble and play with it. I'm not going to recommend stocks to you guys. Not right now. That's not for me to do. If I find a winner out there, I'll definitely let you know. But right now, nothing. Right now, nothing's winning. I don't see anything winning. And guns and ammo, you know, food preservation, skills. That's what you know definitely should be focusing on, is your skills, your skill set. Getting in physical shape. If you're out of shape, man, do the best you can to get in some form of physical conditioning. If you can't run, walk far. You hit the weights a little bit if you can, if you're able to. You know, that stuff for longevity of health and life, you know, that stuff's important. And but again, about housing, and I'm going to make this is really just on my lunch break. I just want to jump on here and say thank you, and you know, just kind of shoot the shit with you guys. And when I say your house is not an asset, your house is only an asset after you've built equity into it. I would not buy a home if I wasn't planning on living there for a long time. You hear all these stories, people to turn rental, you know, buy a house, rent it out, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to be a landlord. And I'll give you the advice a man gave me in Atlanta, Georgia. And he said, before you become a landlord, go set an eviction court. And I'm going to tell you the same thing. Before you start buying rental properties, go set an eviction court. And when I set an eviction court in Atlanta, Georgia, I no longer wanted to be a landlord. People destroyed the homes, tore up the homes, didn't pay the rent. The homeowner was left, I mean, you know, upside down. So it's not for me. I will buy, fix, and flip. And that's where the 100,000 comes in. You know, and a couple comments that I had about the 100,000 buying, fixing, and flipping, they're saying, where are you finding houses at for $50,000 and so on and so on. You can find houses for $15,000. You can find houses for $20,000 or $30,000. They're all over the place. You got to start asking. You got to stop being scared to ask. You need to walk into your bank and go to the teller and say, hey, I'd like to talk to a loan, who's in charge of housing. I'd like to talk to a loan officer. They're going to point you in a direction. If you have a big bank, they're going to set you up an appointment. If they got an opening, they'll get you in that day. But then you just ask that loan officer, say, hey, you got any houses for sale? And they're going to point you in a direction. So you have to understand that the bank doesn't want to be upside down on a loan, but they don't want to hold on to a house either. So when you go to them and say, well, I'm looking for things that you have under 100,000, you know, or what's the best deals you got, or so on and so on. You don't be afraid to ask. That's the only way you're going to get this information, is by walking into these places and asking. Walk into your city hall and ask them, what properties do you have in town that are foreclosed on? You know, you can walk in any bank. What foreclosures do you have? You can find them online, and you will find the better deals offline. But you go to your city hall and you ask them, what foreclosures do you have? They're going to give you a list. Depending on how big your town is, that list is going to be from the hundreds to the thousands. If you got a real little bitty town, you're probably in the hundreds. You know, you're in a big major metropolitan, you're going to probably be a big list of thousands. And you just start going down at the price range and this and that and what they're wanting. You could pick up houses for back taxes. This is all real information and it's all out there if that's what you want to do, if that's the route you want to take. Me personally, right now, what I'm looking for houses that I could pick up, say $50,000, $60,000. And then I could put, you know, 20 or 30 into them. 20 or 30 is going to be, you know, I update the appliances, maybe throw in, you know, new toilets, maybe a new tub, I paint. You know, I don't want to do electrical and plumbing. I don't want to get involved in that. I might have to throw a new roof on it or something. I try to avoid that. I don't want to do a complete overhaul of the home. I just want to be able to buy it. I want to be able to fix it. And I want to be able to sell it. I do not want to have to go in and gut these properties and redo these properties. I don't want to do that right now. That's not what I'm looking for. And I can't recommend you really look for that, because you can, unless you know what you're doing, you can dig yourself into a wormhole. You can dig yourself into a hole that is really hard to get out of. You can put yourself in a position to where you just bankrupt yourself. That 100,000 that you saved, you just lost it because all the wiring shot, the plumbing shot, it needs a new roof, so on and so on. You guys get the gist. We're all adults, and you know, it's Something I'll tell you to do that will benefit you is to go and take a home inspector course. Now, you don't have to be a home inspector, but go pay the money. It's less than $300. Go take it. You don't even have to get licensed. Go pay the money, and just, if you want to, though, that's a great career field to be in, but go take the course and learn how to be a home inspector. That way you can inspect your own properties and look at them and say, hey, this is not what I want, or this is a decent deal. Go take that. Go take a home inspector's course. To get you don't have to get a real estate license. Don't go get a real estate license unless you want to be an agent, but you should study it. You should learn it. You should learn about the metes and bounds and all the properties and all the laws and the city and state laws for your area. You should learn all that if you're going to jump into this. Don't just think you should throw your money into things. You still got to do the education. Self-education is key to growing your wealth. Self-education. Go study real estate. Go study state law. Go study real estate. Study for the national exam. You don't have to take the exam. Just buy the coursework. Just buy the book. Go study for the national exam. Go study for the state exam. You don't have to take the exams. Just go study them. That way you know up here, like, okay, this is what's happening. This is what's going on. And take the freaking home inspector's exam. You don't have to take the exam, but go study it. That way you know what to look for. Like, hey, this is not what I want. This is what I want. You know, and it just gives you a better all-around perspective of what's going on in the real estate field. And if you're not there yet, you know, I'm going to make another. This has actually turned into more than what I thought it would be. But if you're not there yet with the 100,000, we can definitely talk about that. You know, I'm on my lunch break. I just wanted to come and kind of shoot the shit with you guys. But I will definitely make some more videos on what to do, what I'm doing, what I think that might benefit you. I'm definitely going to talk about savings, silver and gold, guns and bullets, because I do all that. The ultimate goal is to become your own bank. That is the ultimate goal, is to become your own bank. Yes, you still got to live in this world. Yes, you're still going to be in a digital banking system. You know, your paychecks still need to go into the banking industry and extract them out. When I get paid, I pretty much take all my money out of the bank. The bank does nothing for you. It doesn't offer you anything. Now, if there's a specific bank that you want to use, then it's smart to leave some money in there. That way they know how much you have in and out of your account. But if not, then they can tell. And when I go to one, I just let them know, like, I got, you know, X amount of dollars. Because they'll look at your account and be like, well, you don't have any money in it. And you'll be like, well, I got money, just not in here. And so you don't really have to worry about that. I don't really leave a lot of money in the bank. It's not my thing. Money is, I hate to use this word, but it's true. Money is transitory. Your cash isn't really good for anything but transactional purposes. I know you guys see all the people, you know, the Cardones, the 10X, cash flow, you know, type stuff. I know you guys see all that stuff. And there's some truth to that. There really is truth to that. You really want to spend your money to help you make more money in the long run. But the reason I like my 100,000 analogy is because it allows me to be out of the banking system. I can just go buy what I want, and then I can flip what I want, or I can do whatever I choose to do with it, you know. And this doesn't necessarily have to be for real estate. If you're not interested in real estate, this works for cars. It works for furniture. It works for whatever you're into. It works for anything. You know, I mean, let's just say that you find a old Airstream travel trailer that you want to remodel it and sell it. Put your money into it, remodel it and sell it. Those things are a big hit right now. Let's say that you find let's say you find a double wide that you want to do. Remodel it and sell it, big hit. You know, a food truck, remodel it and sell it, big hit. Convert an old school bus into housing. People love that stuff. They'll buy it. That's what's happening right now. But, you know, the goal is to not lose money, obviously, you know, but the goal is to not lose money. So, yeah, definitely take an old school bus and convert it. That's actually a good idea, honestly, because people will buy it. You know, like I said, the goal, though, is to not lose money. So as long as you're doing your due diligence and finding out what profit margins you have there, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Just do not blindly throw your money into anything, because it's too hard to come by. And for those of you that have already saved that 100 up, you know what I'm talking about. It's too hard. You've probably had to cut off friends, family, alcohol, tobacco, whatever it was. You've had to fight some demons somewhere. It's very hard to come by. So anyways, man, I'm on my lunch break. I just wanted to come out here and say, hey, shoot the shit. thank each and every one of you for the likes, shares, comments, all the support. I never thought I would wake up this morning and receive this much. It means the world to me. It really does. And I thank each and every one of you for doing it. I really do. I think it's so cool. I appreciate you guys. Leave some comments below. Let's talk about something. Let's network. I really want to network off this. I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. Let's crowdfund. Let's network. Let's get to know each other. That's all they do. That's all the people at the top do, is they crowdfund money together and then throw it into one industry and control it. Why can't we do the same, right? Anyways, man, you guys have a great one. I'm sure I'll be back on there later to holler at you, but until then, I'll holler at you later, all right? You guys take care. Have a good day. Try and stay cool out there. Bye.